Welcome to All Things Retreat Podcast. I'm Holly Porter, your host and CEO of Retreat R&R. With over 25 years of experience in designing transformative retreats, I'm here to share insights and inspiration to help you create extraordinary experiences. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, you'll find valuable ideas here. Enjoy the ride. Let's dive in. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show today. We are going to be doing some fun stuff as usual. And my guest today is Julie. She supports high-achieving women who look successful on the outside, but they feel internally disconnected from their own authority. She helps them stop consuming more information and start embodying what they already know so that they can lead with confidence, clarity, and grounded self-trust. Welcome to the show, Julie.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, happy to have you. So I've known Julie for a few years, probably through eWomen Network. We got connected and have had lots of conversations over the years. And I just thought she could bring some great knowledge to you. She's done some retreats, so she's coming from experience. And I want to know, though, for our listeners who are mostly retreat leaders or aspiring retreat leaders, what is a little bit more about Julie that you could share with us personally?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that. Where do I start? I start at the origin story. I can start in the middle somewhere. I have a corporate background and then went into direct sales. And that was 30 years ago when there weren't a lot of direct sales companies. I didn't really know of anybody who really worked from home. And I was approached for like 5 years and I said no, because I thought it was for old ladies that, had nothing else to do with their time and they just wanted to do parties and things like that. And I'm like, I'm a corporate executive. I'm now a mom of 2 small children. But I just felt after I quit my corporate job to be a stay-at-home mom, I felt like I just had mommy mush brain. Like I loved being a mom, but I'm like, there's something else. Like I still wanted to contribute financially and I wanted to feel fulfilled, other than just, doing laundry, cooking and being, a mom, which is very important. Loved it, but I knew there was something more. So I embarked on my direct sales business. Thought I would just come in to make an extra $100 a month to get my husband at the time off my back, so
take the gas.
Take the kids to, buy them Gymboree and Gap Kids and, and he would be like, can you find a hobby that doesn't involve the American Express in the mall? And I'm like, I don't know. Let me look. And so that's where I started. And I literally just never looked back. I had so much fun. I loved the empowerment piece of it, the leadership. I'll say it was Mary Kay. I'm still actually officially in the company, but I'm not a director anymore. But what I loved, and that's really where I got my taste for entrepreneurship. And then also the empowerment of women. She was the pioneer for that.
Yeah,
and
she sure was.
Yeah. And so I did that for many, many years when my kids were small, all through their school years, up until 2021, when I was being called to do something else, similar, but in a broader spectrum. So it wasn't just direct salespeople. And I retired from directorship, turned my car in, and jumped into the unknown zone of the coaching world. Yeah. And I absolutely
Okay, question.
Yes.
How many over those years, how many cars, and they were pink, right?
Not all of them. There were different levels. I did have the pink Cadillac at one point. I earned 14 cars. My team and I earned, I drove it, but we earned 14 cars. Yeah. So that was a hard thing.
Team in that.
Yes. Yeah. Because you couldn't earn a car on your own. It had to be a team. You're building a team and building them up and teaching them how to run a business. And I spent a lot more time building their confidence as a woman versus teaching them how to do a skincare class presentation or learn about the products,
Yep.
So, yeah.
Well, okay, we're going to graduate and move on to retreats now. Okay. I love that. That just gives everybody a little bit of your history and background. Yeah. So for those listening, and maybe they're questioning let's talk to the newbies for a minute. They're ready to hold a retreat. what inspired you to hold your first retreat?
Yeah, that's very interesting. So listen in here. If you're brand new and you're thinking you want to do retreats, I was not one of those people. I didn't think I want to do retreats. It was basically, I had a coaching group, a small group that I had just mentioned to some of my members and even network saying, hey, I have this idea. It's called the Joyful CEO Life. I'm going to, teach you how I built my business with joy and calm and flow instead of push and grind. And they're like, I'm in. And so I had that coaching group for like 3 years. And during that time, we started talking about like, well, maybe we should do something together. And my girlfriend's like, well, I have a friend who has a house on the beach. And I'm like, oh, and I'm like, kind of fluffed it off and didn't think about it again. One day on my walk, I literally heard have a retreat. And I'm like looking around like, who is that? Somebody talking to me? I'm like, oh, nobody's around. It must have been the man upstairs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like the second time now this has come up. And I'm like, I don't even know how to run a retreat. And that was it. We got her house. I put together a workbook. Like I just was going to teach what I had been teaching and
Yeah.
what I had been living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you had already been in leadership with doing what you've been doing,
Yeah.
teaching others. So it kind of comes easy. And I think if people come in and they teach what they know,
Yeah.
you don't have to know everything, and you don't have to go
No.
learn something new to have a retreat. Stay in your
No.
lane. I mean, my
Hmm.
my biggest thing I like people to understand, don't go start a new business. Add
No.
retreats to your existing business. If you're happy with what you're
Exactly.
doing and your knowledge is there, then build a retreat business around that.
Yeah, and just put one together like we did. It was a 1 day, and I thought, well, this is just going to be a trial. So I charged really low, like $97 a person. Sold out, had to cap it at 12 people because you couldn't have more at the Airbnb.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember what we did for food. I think one of the girls cooked. It was just, I put it together. I've been running events with my Mary Kay business. I was now the managing director at E1 Network running events. So I knew how to put together an agenda, and all that kind of stuff. But I
Yeah.
had no idea of what this retreat was going to be like, honestly. So I was
Yeah.
using it as feedback. So it was really going to be, this is, I really want you girls to give me feedback. What would you have liked differently? What
Mhm.
did you love about it? What did you didn't like about it?
Yeah.
And I use it as feedback.
Love
And
it.
yeah, that was my very first one. I think it was in
So
2022 I
you
did that.
you work now with high achieving women who are they're outsourcing their confidence. How
Yes.
specifically does that show up in retreat leaders, do you feel?
Oh, yeah. Well, for sure, because we spend a lot of time more on grounding their vision. And, some people come for, all different reasons,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Some just want to get away and just, some people have never even journaled,
Yeah.
my very a couple, I think the one I did last year, whatever, I put a post out, was like, we are not doing yoga because I wanted to make sure
Yeah.
that everybody, it's not a yoga retreat,
Right.
we have different like movement things, and every
Mhm.
retreat I've done something different. And so, helping women just take that space, like go away from your normal environment
Yeah.
and just be there for yourself. I had somebody at this last retreat I just did in January, was she really wanted to come and contribute. And she kept saying, well, maybe I'll come for, can I do 10 minutes? Can I do 5 minutes? Can I do 3 minutes? And she kept on, she was doing a muscle testing on herself. And it
Uh-huh.
was like, no, no, no. And then the yes was, should I just come for myself? It was like a hard yes. Yes. And so everybody comes for something different. And then
Yeah.
everybody walks away with something different. And you use that for your feedback for your next. So you kind of look
Mhm.
at, all women have some lack of confidence.
Yeah.
And even if it's like, I'm just going to do my first retreat, you're not 100% confident you're going to fill that room, but you
Right.
have to ground it going, if I got the idea, then I know that I can fulfill it,
Absolutely.
so
That's the biggest challenge a lot of retreat leaders have is
yes,
filling them. And if
it's
they don't
filling
have
it.
a tribe to reach out to, and then
Yeah.
they do too big of ones. They'll have
Yes.
20 or 25 people, which you can't handle without help. Number one. Number
Mm-mm.
two, it's a lot of people to manage. Start
Yes.
small, start in your own backyard. Start with a day treat is what I call them, just a day
Yes.
event where
Yes.
you just incorporate some relaxation things into there. So yeah,
Right.
and all feedback is good feedback. I have always said
Hmm.
that, because if you're not getting negative feedback, Doesn't mean everything's right. It just means they're probably not sharing that with you. So when you get some
That's
things
a
that
good
you
point.
don't look at as so positive or something you can
Yeah.
shift or do differently, it's be open to that. Don't let that kill your confidence, because
Hmm.
all feedback's good feedback.
I love that. That's great advice, honestly. Everybody listen to that because I know when I got a couple of things like, oh, you
Yeah.
do. It's hard not to take it personally, you
Oh
know?
yeah. 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 Well, I've run for political office a couple times, so
Oh,
you know what? That's not my
yes.
journey. And like I said, all feedback's good feedback, and all publicity is good publicity. Might not
Yeah.
be what you want, but it's there.
Yeah, that's
So
for
let's talk
sure.
about what's
Yeah.
the difference between learning more and actually being ready to lead?
I always tell my clients and people that are in my space too, it's like, you really don't need more information. Like at this point in your life, right? I remember one of my mentors said when I was starting my coaching container, she's like,
Hmm.
stop saying you're new. You're not new. You're starting from experience, right?
Yes,
But a lot of
absolutely.
people say that, and I encourage people when I hear them like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm starting that. It's brand new. It's brand new." You could just say I'm packaging something differently, or this is a different iteration or a new iteration from that.
Yes. Yep.
But it's just there's so much information out there. And I
Yes.
think, with all AI and videos and social media, and everybody is so confused. And that's why I feel like with my coach, I help women, like, you don't need more information. You don't need people to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Let's take what you already know and ground your confidence into taking that action. I just wrote my newsletter for next week this morning. I always write them in the morning because I get those divine downloads. And it's just like, confidence is cured, and built up by taking that first step. It's action that builds the confidence, not waiting till
Mhm.
you're confident to
Yeah.
take action. Right.
I love that. I remember one a really empowering thing somebody shared with me on this line of thinking was I had a hair salon for 20 years. So I had been
Okay.
behind a chair doing hair for,
Mm.
gosh, 30 at least.
Listening to all everybody's advice. You're
Yeah, and I
probably
was
a
coaching, and they're like,
therapist.
how many years of experience do you actually think you have sitting
Wow.
behind a hair chair? I mean, you
Yeah.
might not have been a certified or trained coach that whole point, but that's what you're doing the whole time you're there. I mean, they're probably coming back to you. That's kind of how they put it. They were like, well, are they paying you? Are they paying you? Yeah. Are they coming back? Yeah. You're coaching them. It was
Yeah.
like, huh. I never really looked at it that way. It was kind of a funny way to look at it, but it was
Yeah,
empowering for me at the
for
time. So I
sure.
thought you're right.
I love that.
It's like we're, as women, especially, even just friendships. I mean, we're kind of put in those kind of positions, and hey, if you think you live some years, you have some wisdom to share, is what I
Yeah,
say.
of course. Yeah.
So, okay, so many women are exhausted when they consume programs and certifications. So, how
Hmm.
does over consuming dilute a retreat vision, do you think? Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, I think a lot of your marketing up front needs to be clear and to let
Yeah,
people know it's like you're not going to be, working all the time. We're going to have some downtime. We're going to have some,
yeah,
flow and time for just sharing or walking on the beach or whatever you're doing.
right.
So it's not going to be, although it is tricky because my last one I just did one night overnight. The one I did in the fall was 2 nights overnight, and I really feel if you want to cover everything,
Yeah,
um, you come with an agenda, right, and a
yeah,
workbook and a flow, and I call mine the flow, and I always
yeah.
tell people like, if I feel like I have to cut something out, I will. I read the room. You got to get really good at reading the room.
So
If
true.
they're looking like they're tired, whatever, put on some soothing music. We
Mhm.
danced. We had somebody that did this like movement, like a
Like a
movement
static
dance,
dance?
like a flow. I don't know
Oh,
what it was.
cool.
It was like an energetic movement, and we just kind of did that. We had our matching pajamas on this time and we just floated, and they said they loved that part. So yeah, don't load it with so much information because I feel
Yeah.
like that's a workshop. A
Well,
retreat is more of like
yeah.
you're retreating away from all the learning, all the noise, right?
Yeah, because to me, a lot of people are doing conferences now that they call a retreat, but you're staying in a hotel and you're in a
No,
conference room for 3 days. It's like
no,
that
no,
feel
nope, nope,
isn't
nope. It's
isn't
not a
quite a
retreat.
retreat to me, even though they're calling it that. It's just
It's a workshop. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the over
Mm-hmm.
consuming part. So again,
Yeah.
back to the messaging, like you said, be so clear
Yeah.
in how you're putting it out there, because especially if you're upselling it, you're doing this more as a business and you want to sell them
Yeah.
a coaching package or a high ticket item at the retreat. If you're
Yeah.
upselling, then make sure that's clear in your messaging too, because it's just not a little girl's vacation or trip
Right.
necessarily. If you because you're also showing them they want to work with you and then offering them
Mm-hmm.
something at the end. So like you
Right.
said, you have a workbook. An overnighter's that's probably a lot, for an overnight. So you
Yeah.
read the room. I love that.
Yeah.
That is really good advice. Well, okay, so you've had 5 sold out retreats. What are 2 things that you would do differently for your next one?
That's a
Only
good
2 this
question.
time.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to say something that is maybe counterintuitive to this whole thing you just asked me, because a lot of people will say you have to start marketing it way in advance.
Yeah.
You know, um, oh, you didn't give people enough time to say yes. You didn't give people enough time.
Yeah.
Oh, there's not enough time. And I am a firm believer that the less time they have to make a decision is better, because the retreat I did in January, I did not start marketing it till like mid December, honestly. And I will tell you what happened. I had one person signed up the week and a half before,
Wow.
and she bought a plane ticket to fly
Oh, and
in
you're
to
scared.
come. And I'm like,
uh,
I've learned to really trust like God and
yeah.
my intuition, going, He put this on my heart. I know it
Yeah.
will be filled with the right people. So I knew it was me, and I had somebody that was going to come and do a money portion for me.
Uh-huh.
And she offered to cook, and she's Italian. We hit it off. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I knew there was going to be 3 of us. And I'm like, okay. Do you know, like the week before and even the Friday before, my last person signed up. So there were 8 of us, and it was perfect. And
Yeah.
it just, you have to hold true to, if you believe
Right.
that you are meant to do this,
Yeah.
then just keep going, ask people. Another thing too, what I'm doing better now is when somebody like comments on your post or they like it or something, don't be afraid to reach out to them and say,
Yeah.
hey, I look like you're kind of interested, and no pressure. Would you like
Yeah.
to hop on a call? I'd like to explain a little bit more how you
Right.
might benefit from that. I want to learn what
Because
you're
they're leaning
looking for.
in already.
Yeah. They're already leaning in, and we're just looking, and then people don't see everything. Like people are like, oh, I didn't even know you had a retreat, or,
Yeah.
so be more strategic with the marketing of
Mhm.
it. And
Yep.
it doesn't really, I mean, it depends on what size of retreat. If you're going, to Bali or Mexico or something like that,
Right.
it's so
It
different.
does.
Mine's 30 minutes up the road. I've been having it at the same house. I have a relationship now with the owner of the home. And so it makes it so much easier to be able to
Yeah.
have a little more flexibility on check in and check out and all that.
Sure.
That's been a blessing.
Yeah,
So
for
I
sure.
think,
Those
yeah,
relationships, and a lot of people do that. They'll have it at the same location. That's what works for them. It's just part of their business model. That's fine. But
yeah,
yeah, you definitely need more lead time if you're going out of the country because
for
they're
sure.
longer. But if you're doing just a couple day event, sure. I mean, you're attracting decision makers and probably more
Mhm.
risk taker type personalities. And if that's who you are, it's kind of fun to work with people like that because you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go. They're going to move. I'm going to be able to
Mhm.
work my workbook through them really quickly because,
Right.
that's how they are. So
Yeah.
the energy shifts with that. I
Yeah.
did.
And
I
they're
think,
ready. They're also ready they know that they need something more. They need
yeah,
a little nudge. They need a little bit more support. And maybe they
totally.
didn't know what that looked like. And so, and like you said, their decision makers are like, well, I just tell them, go with your gut. If you feel like you want to be there, don't try to reason it. Like, don't have
Yeah.
reasoning like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Blah, blah, blah. And I have multiple people who said, I want to go to your next retreat. I want to go to your next retreat. I want to go to your next retreat. And they never do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just easier sometimes to just do it quicker,
Right.
collapse time. And then you're not stressing out so much, because who wants to
I
stress for
agree.
4 months when I can,
Yeah.
just stress for a
Especially over the
couple weeks.
holidays, you did that. That was that.
I know.
I mean, that was bold. Good for
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Finish this
Yeah.
sentence. A
Yes.
powerful retreat leader is someone who,
Listens to their inner guidance and blocks out all the outside noise of how you
Mm,
should be doing things or what you should be doing.
that. Yeah. Oh, so important. Okay. I have some rapid fire for you.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Let's see. Okay. One word that describes a truly powerful retreat leader.
My word is confident.
Oh, I love that.
Just confident.
Yes. Biggest mistake new retreat hosts make.
Underestimating how much it's going to cost.
Oh, yes.
Big,
You have to start
big
with
learning.
the end in mind.
End in mind. I know. Not
Figure
me.
out,
I'm
I
like,
know.
let's do a retreat. I'll figure it out later.
Yeah, that you're right. Oh, okay. We
Yeah.
can have a whole show on that.
Yes, I know.
Most overrated thing in the retreat industry.
Most overrated thing? I don't. I think sometimes overpromising what you're going to deliver.
Yeah, that's a good one. Most underrated thing.
How amazing everybody feels and how thankful they said yes. Really.
Yeah. A sign someone isn't actually ready to lead yet.
They are second guessing themselves too much.
I think that confidence is coming up a lot today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
A practice every retreat leader should do before day one.
What I do is everything is staged by my door the night before or 2 nights before. I have everything done, the workbooks, everything I'm bringing with me, my bag's packed. I don't wait till like the night before. It's like a whole day or 2 days before. It's all done. And I'm just, in the moment and just excited about it. Not planning anymore. Everything's done.
You'll like this one then. What creates transformation faster, curriculum or presence?
100% presence. Yes.
Your personal reset ritual after holding a retreat.
Oh boy. Massage for myself, pedicure, somebody massaging my feet, just taking a day. This last time my little grandson was visiting. So he was so cute when I got home. He's like, let me recline you. Do you want some snacks? He's like, how was your retreat? He's 5. So he
I trained you well.
Got me some snacks. Yeah. I said to my son, can you get some clue from your son here? What he's doing? Don't plan anything.
The retreat from the retreat. I love it.
The retreat from the retreat. Yes.
Well, thanks a lot for being on the show and sharing your words of wisdom. I'm sure there's a few nuggets everybody could have picked up from this show, but confidence seems to be a big word that came up a lot. So that's something to work on if maybe you feel like that's not as strong, not you, Julie, but the listeners.
Yeah.
Just you feel like that's something lacking, what you can do that will help that and build that up for you. Listening to this podcast, I think will definitely help because we have a lot of great guests. And Julie's information is going to be in the show notes. So if you want to contact her, that's where it'll be and see what you can do to work with her further. That would be great. And again, thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much. I loved it. It was a lot of fun.
See everybody next time. Bye for now. Thanks for joining us on this episode of All Things Retreat. We hope you're leaving with new ideas, fresh inspiration, and the motivation to take your retreats to the next level. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. It helps us grow and reach more retreat leaders like you. And if you have any questions, topics you'd like us to cover, or just want to say hello, send us an email at info@weretreatrnr.com. Follow us on social media to stay connected and catch all the latest updates. Until next time, remember, great retreats start with great intentions. Let's make them extraordinary, one step at a time. Thinking about hosting a retreat? Before you dive in, let's make sure you're really ready. Grab your free Are You Retreat Ready checklist and find out if you've got everything in place from your purpose and pricing to your audience and agenda. Don't guess. Get clear. This quick checklist will show you exactly where you stand and what you need to make your retreat a success. Click the link below in the show notes to grab your gift and take the first step toward hosting with confidence.